What's up, y'all? First day back outside, bro. I'm back in my second home. You see what I'm saying? Really out here. All right, the bees already. Like, I don't know, what are you doing? Let's go down closer by the water. I got class in about like 30 minutes, so I wasn't even planning to make this a super long video, but God put it upon my spirit to share with y'all some different type of content today. It's the same type of thing. I'm still trying to inspire y'all and speak about God and help y'all, people who feel lost, draw near to him and find ways to draw near to him. But it's in a different way, you see what I'm saying? And it's what we're gonna be talking about today is my journaling. I mean, it's not a super crazy act. I know like almost everybody do that, but I feel like that's something that can really help you discover who you are, because sometimes you'll write certain things that you feel in that moment, and like you'll get so caught up in just like connecting your mind to the paper and not having to think about what you're writing, that when you go back and read that stuff, you're like, bro, did I really say that? And then it clicks even differently, like, because when you give yourself time, it gives your what did J. Cole say, bro? J. Cole said, letting time provide a newer prescription, giving truer vision. That's what time does, bro. When you look at something today, right? Like if you look at the scenery, most of this stuff, 99% of this stuff, I'm not gonna say 99, 90% of this stuff is gonna be here. But over time, you learn certain things in different environments, you see certain things, you're adding knowledge. So when you come back out here, you're gonna look at this with a different perspective. You see what I'm saying? You just don't have the same perspective. That's kind of what happened to me when I was looking at my journaling that I wrote. So I want to show y'all, I want to read to y'all what I wrote so that hopefully it resonates with somebody. You know what I'm saying? It's not attacking a particular problem, but it's what I've been having, this revelation that God has been putting me through. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about the one at the end of the Bible. See what I'm saying? So we gonna start. Let's see which one I want to read to y'all. So there's two parts to this. I called it the eternal. See what I'm saying? Just a little bit better. I said, I realized, well, if y'all don't know, because I haven't updated y'all about anything during this whole break, I did my first ever fast, and I feel like I learned about a lot of things. You see what I'm saying? I learned about me, I learned about God, I learned about reality, I learned about nature, I learned about relationships, I learned about a lot. You see what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all know, but fasting really is meant to give your spirit authority over the flesh. And if it sounded impossible to me, because out of my 18 years of living, I've never ever turned over a plate for multiple days. Like, I've always, you see what I'm saying? I don't think there's ever been a day where I haven't ate. So for me, this was a big adjustment, and it wasn't feasible to me until I actually started doing it, which is how most things are, which is why you just got to take that risk most of the time. But yeah, I took the risk, and this is something that I wrote yesterday pertaining to my fast, but not really about it. It's just something that I came to realize while fasting. Okay, let me start. I realized when we're fasting, we're quote unquote seeking God's face. God is intentional. We also know that he is eternal. The eternal realm is the now, the beginning, and the future simultaneously, sorry y'all, which means it isn't bound by time like us humans. This is a bigger revelation than you think, because it expands on knowledge of reality and wisdom of God's nature. Let me read that again. Because it expands on knowledge of reality and wisdom of God's nature. Remember those two things. God is already ahead of us, and he's everlasting, and he's the creator. So if he's an everlasting creator, that means everything he creates is everlasting. You see what I'm saying? So reality is a projection of God's will, nature, and image. Or is nature an image of God's will? Or maybe the image of God's will is nature. Who knows? I don't know. But all I know is everything is everything. No lower hell. I'm not telling people. I need my phone. Until I get this camera, I need my phone. But I wrote the whole second part to kind of elaborate on what I meant by that. All three statements can be true. It's about perspective. Reality projects God's will, nature, and image. true statement. Since our sense of purpose can be referred to as God's will for our lives, since He created us and this reality, the reality is then projected to us through the image He allows our eyes to see. Everything that we see is a projection of what God is showing us. God speaks, bro. God speaks. Okay, the reality is then projected to us through the image He allows our eyes to see. That is the reason why He's so prevalent in nature, because there's so much life. The abundance and beauty of life in nature is a representation of Him. The more we seek Him, the more we reflect His image. The more He pours life and peace into us. I start my day with Him for this reason. I acknowledge His presence and ask Him to guide my day. We must, because we're living off time granted to us, borrowed from Him. This isn't our life. It's our life, but it's a life granted to us. It's a blessing. It's an opportunity that we borrowed from God. So we should treat it as such. We shouldn't allow our flesh to make us think that we can depend on us to get anywhere. We're not going to get anywhere depending on us. We have to depend on Jesus Christ. One thing He promised us is that His word shall never perish. His book is our guide to Him and the foundation of intimacy with Him. We read Psalms for worship, Proverbs for wisdom, or the Gospels to focus on Jesus. All meant to guide us back to His will when we feel lost, strengthen us when we feel weak. But sometimes we doubt this because of our lack of understanding. Our finite minds try to process the eternal that God instilled in our hearts, but fail every time. It's alright though, because God's sole purpose in giving us His word wasn't to understand, but to accept. God's sole purpose in giving us His word wasn't to understand, it was to accept and live by it. That's why I said, this is the part where you ultimately put your trust in Him to begin living obedient to His commandments. I feel like everything that I want to say, I kind of already explained in this writing, and it would be repetitive and redundant to just repeat. You see what I'm saying? But I feel like that makes total sense. That makes total sense to me. I hope that makes total sense to at least one person that sees this video, because that's the whole purpose of this, man. Like, I just wanna be able to inspire, man, and take y'all with me on my journey and walk with Christ. I know what it feels like to be lost and not understand what direction you're supposed to be going, not knowing what your purpose was, not knowing who's inside here. Because there's so many distractions in the world we live in now. It's so easy to get caught up in social media and the news and drama. And on top of all that the world puts on us, we also have to worry about Him coming back. We think about getting right, repentance, just learning His word, all these things. There's so many pressures on us. But you know what God says in His word? He says, be still. Be still. That's the best thing you can do when you feel lost. It feels like so overwhelming because we try to control it. We try to make the best of our outcome when we should just rely on Him and allow God to be God. You see what I'm saying? We have free will, but we aren't in control of it. It's best to surrender to Jesus Christ and build a relationship with Him to get to God and have everlasting life, eternal life. Yes, it's going to be hard. God did say we're going to have trials and tribulations. So I'm trying to simplify it so you can understand, but not simplify it to deny the struggles that are put in place from the enemy. I'm not trying to deny that, but I just want to simplify it so y'all don't understand. That's why it's good to just know your hobbies, know what you love. Like, I love nature. Like, this is like my bread and butter. You see what I'm saying? Like, coming out here with this, I never get tired of it. It's just something I can't get tired of. And we fail to realize that we're a part of this. We're not separate from nature. We're a part of nature. If anything, we're one of the biggest parts of nature. Just keep praying, keep fasting, seek God's face, and don't too much seek His hand. Seek His face. When you seek His hand, you're asking Him to touch you. You're asking Him to reach out for you. But we should already trust that He has His hands on us. He said He shall never forsake us. So since He's eternal and everything is already set in place from Him, He's in the now with us because He's already lived the now. He's God is eternal. He's way ahead of us to a future that we can't even fathom. But He's already been through this moment with us because this moment He's already put in place. So just trust His timing. You see see how far that was? I really hope y'all saw that, bro. But trust his timing. Like how he just timed that. And just be happy, bro. Smile, love, spread love. Even when other people are just, bro, it gets hard, bro. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, it gets hard because I have my struggles too. Sometimes I get too much in my flesh and react in a way that my flesh wants me to. Just try to make an active, conscious decision to live by the Spirit and not try to please the world and react as if the world is who we're supposed to be pleasing. Hope that makes sense. But I mean, first day back, versatile, back outside. I've become more consistent with this, y'all. This journal, I'll be taking y'all with me on this journey of me writing and just learning. So I love y'all. I pray that y'all have a great day today. I pray that y'all are safe. I pray that you find clarity on whatever you're struggling to figure out about yourself, about your journey, about your passions, about what you want to do in school, about your athletic situation. If you're an athlete, I just pray over that, and I pray over the people that are experiencing tragedy right now. There's a lot going on in the world. There's snowstorms hitting Georgia in the first 2 weeks of the year, while on the complete other side of the earth, there's fire burning down inside. Like, it's crazy. So I want to let y'all know that it's going to be okay, and God sees all. You see what I'm saying? Whatever the world does to try to get us, as long as you follow him, he'll keep his hedge of protection over you. And just know that the peace that he can give transcends all understanding. And we're going to be all right, man. Love y'all for real. Versatyle signing out.